Hello and welcome. This is one of a series of library tutorials that hopefully connect you with the resources you need to complete your papers and projects. This particular tutorial is going to cover streaming media databases. I think a lot of students don't know that we have in the library access to a variety of streaming media, from documentaries to videos to technical videos. Really a wide range of materials, and depending on who your faculty member is and the assignment, these can be great resources that you can use as a citable resource to add to the work that you're doing. So these are available through the library homepage. To get to the library homepage, you will click on you will enter in bluecc.edu, the college homepage, and from here click on library. That will get you to this page. All these videos and resources are available both on campus and off campus. However, if you are off campus, I'd like to point out that you do need to use a library card number. To get a library card number, you would, if you're on the Pendleton campus, simply walk down to Morrow Hall, get a student ID card and bring that to the library, and we'll activate that for you. If you're off campus and never do make it to Pendleton, you can still access or achieve or get a library card by clicking this How Do I link, and the second tab over, Obtain Renew Library Account. Whether you're a new patron or a returning student who had a library card in the past, you can choose your path for what you need to do. Okay, back to the library page. From our library page, to get to our streaming media, this is one of our databases. So you'll click on the Library Databases link. You'll see a variety of resources, and we're going to scroll over here to streaming media. We're going to focus today on two main streaming media packages. One is Films on Demand. The other one is Alexander Street Press. They do similar things, but they have a slightly different interface. So we'll go ahead and start with Films on Demand. Films on Demand is organized in a way, they have popular videos, they have a basic search. I would suggest for the most part doing an advanced search, and they also have the option as you scroll down to look by specific producers. If you know you like Scientific American, Frontiers, well, they have 18 titles. If you like National Geographic, you can do that, and they have 45 more. You can also browse by subject, which can be helpful. If we click on View All, you can see they have 29 titles. So, for example, in this case, if we wanted to look at, say, psychology, we can limit our search just to those areas that map to that subject. And they're arranged, in this case, from newest to oldest, but there's some different filter options as well. So psychology has several subcategories. These are among them here. If one of these applies to you, you could certainly click there and narrow your topic down. But what's coming up right now primarily are full videos. Something else that you can do is look at all the segments in this video. So let's see, key issues in psychological research. This is only a 23-minute video, but say you wanted just a shorter section and you really wanted to look at ethics in psychology, you could click there and get to the shorter clip. Okay, let's just go ahead and do that. I'll show you what that does. This will take you to the clip itself. You still have access to the full program over here if you want to go back. But as you scroll down, you'll see different things that you can do with this. Of course, to watch the video, I should point out, you just click play here and you can enlarge the screen. However, if you did want to use this particular segment and cite it, they have a citation tool. The default is MLA, so you might just want to click to APA or Chicago if your class is using that. If you wanted to share this, you could certainly do that as well. You could either, copy in a direct link, you could email it. An embed code is really, really neat. If you're doing a presentation and you want to show a quick clip in your presentation, you can get the embed code, put that in your PowerPoint. You can even alter the size, small, medium, large, custom. So it's a really helpful thing to do. So going back to psychology, the discipline area, again, as I mentioned, you could filter down by subject area. You can also filter down by, I think a very important one, copyright date. If you really want a video that's been produced more recently, you might want to scope down to what's been produced within the last 5 years, for example. Very helpful. So that's basically the subject searching in a nutshell. As we go back to the home page here in Films on Demand, I do want to point out the advanced search feature. I'm going to go ahead and click on that. By doing an advanced search, you can go ahead and type in a subject that's interesting to you. So I'm going to go ahead and type in, you can say I did a search earlier on stress in college students. That actually didn't bring much up. So stress in college, I had to broaden my search out to find things. Stress in college, by asset type they mean, do you want a documentary, do you want a drama, a lecture, what do you want? You can select, or you don't have to select anything. I'm not going to. And for subject areas, this is where you can apply the subject areas as well. You can decide that you might really want a specific focus on stress in college students. You might want to focus on perhaps how it might relate to education issues in general. You might want to look at it in regards to health and medicine. You can look at it in relation to psychology. You can only click on one subject area at a time. Unfortunately, you can't search multiple subjects with those same search terms, but and then again here you can select your range of time. So depending on anything else, you can add more topics. If you speak in language other than English, they have multiple languages that you can pull from, which is helpful. But I'm just going to click search. So in this case, surprisingly, we only got 7 results, and which is a little surprising. You'd think there'd be more on stress in college, but you can see how they map these to several different subjects. We have found both full videos and segments, so they did search both of these areas. One thing with these videos is that I showed you an example of where we could click on the title and that you could also see the particular segments. You can also see that when you find a segment, it will relate to the full title that it came from, and you can click immediately upon that. So stress over limb systems and coping with stress. So this is segment, this larger title, which you might find interesting to take a look at. So that's Films on Demand in a nutshell. Again, those 2 major ways to search. You can, sometimes it's being slow, you can search by both, doing an advanced search or by subject area. So let's look quickly at our other mainstreaming video database, and that's Alexander Street Press. So it looks like I have to actually close out of here. I'm going to go back to the college homepage, library homepage, library databases, streaming media, Alexander Street Press. Alexander Street Press is similar. They try to do, similar things. You can look by subject if you like. You can browse all subjects if you're interested in those. I think they actually have more subject areas than opposing Films on Demand. For example, you can see they divide out American Studies, which is often folded into history. They actually have a separate section on American Studies. They have more particular issues, say, on diversity. Within health sciences, they narrow it down even more specifically into everything from dentistry to veterinary science to counseling and therapy. As we scroll down to psychology, you can see that they have the major areas of psychology, counseling and therapy, and then psychology on its own. And then within psychology, they narrow down even further to, say, cognitive psychology. So depending on what you would like to do, you can narrow your search down that way. I'm going to just search psychology again. We have a total of 582 records that match that. And what you can do here is a search within these results. Or, if you want to go back and search the entire collection, not just psychology, you can do that. So you can search within these results. You can search for these words that have to match somewhere in the title. Or if you just find if it matches a segment, you can do that as well. The other thing that it helps break down is still you have your options over here of looking at different subject areas. But it's kind of interesting. You can also look at different psychologists, for example. If there's somebody you want to follow, if you want to look at, specifically a subject like, as you can see right here, like you say you want to look at stress and anxiety in college students, but what you're mostly interested in is behavior, well, you can narrow down and look at the 104 videos that just match behavior. Or if you want to look at behavior and crime, you can certainly do that. You can update those, and that will narrow down your search as well. You have 552 is still quite a bit, so this is where within the field of psychology, I would want to take a look a little bit more closely at stress and college. Title album, again, will be more broad-based. I might want to look at segment and track just to expand my results. If I find too much still, I can always go back and change it just to title. So sometimes it's a little slow. There it goes. And now we have 77 topics that match our results. As you scroll down and you see the different results, if you find ones you like, it's not always apparent, but this is actually a link to the video. It gives you the information about the video when it's produced, in this case 2015, and it's from a series called The Brain with David Eagleman. It's actually a pretty good series. This is from The Brain too. So I'm going to go ahead and click on this because I want to see this video. And it's bringing the video up, of course. This one automatically plays, so I'm going to wait here a minute and hit pause as soon as it comes up. There we go. But you can do similar things. You can enlarge the screen. You get a little bit more of a summary and some of the transcript, which can be helpful. It also relates to other related items that perhaps might be interesting. Similar, you can, like other databases, it helps you with citation. So you can see there's this other video I looked at here. If you want to choose your citation style, in this case you would be using APA, it would format that for you. Once you find one you no longer want, you can go ahead and delete that. And when you're ready for that, you can either just copy and paste it. You can also, I believe, email this list to yourself. It's pretty handy. So we'll go back here to this video. Again, similar to the other database, if you want to email, if you want to have an embed link, you can do that as well. You also have the option of going all the way back. You can search, oh, I should point out, you can search the transcript. So if there's something specific that you're looking for within the brain, you can put in your keywords here and see, does this segment, it's 59 minutes, is there somewhere in this hour that they talk about my issue? So you can go back to general psychology searching, or you can go back to searching all content right here. And here's where you would search all content. But again, you can go back and look at specific disciplines if you would like to do that. And the disciplines here are a little bit more, they're shortened up a bit. So health sciences, they put counseling and therapy there, interestingly enough. But under psychology, they put counseling and therapy again, but also psychology. And then I bet under social sciences, yes, psychology exists again, but not necessarily counseling and therapy. They're considered slightly different fields to a certain extent. So again, you can search all content and go immediately to our advanced search. So let's walk you through an advanced search. Again, you can look for words anywhere. You know, I did test this out, and when I typed in stress in college students, that was too narrow. That's kind of surprised me a little bit, but you know, we're not searching Google, which has, of course, billions and billions of results. We're searching something that only has 63,000. So already our search is more scoped. Again, we can look at all disciplines, but we might say, well, no, we are really interested in just, you know, say, for example, psychology. Well, science might be interesting. These particular topics. So we could certainly limit that way. We can also limit by time. So if we do want a film that was made, say, in the last 5 years, we could certainly do that and hit search and see what we get. It's a more complicated search. It might take a minute. In this case, we, you know, apparently narrowed down too much. So this is where you might want to go back and type in the same thing, but, you know, look at segment and track. So don't get discouraged. It's just a matter of going back and tweaking your search a little bit until you find everything. You might want to look at all disciplines. So back to the home page. That really is kind of Alexander's Street in a nutshell. Again, you can search by subject. You can do a keyword search. If you get stuck, really just call the library if you need us. We're happy to help you.